like we've... Got two teams who aren't afraid to slow the pace of the game.
Well, B.A., it's because they're both adept at operating their half-court sets. They don't feel the need to push the tempo all the time.
The starters for Utah, Collins and Kessler there in the middle. Collins Sexton out there with Williams. And it's Hendricks in at the 3. Here's Okogie. Can't cash it in from the high post.
Yeah, well, that's a shot the defense is probably going to let him keep taking.
And he lobs it up to the rim. Stolen by Bridges. Fast break. Here come the Hornets. Offensive rebound. Ball passes to Bridges. Back to Ball. Now here's Bridges. On the take. Yes, sir. And it's Ball with the assist that time.
The first good move in a long chess match between these coaching staffs.
Yeah, now we get to see the counterplay. How you respond is half the battle out there.
Now here's Sexton. Gets the 3 ball to go.
A nice little J from Sexton. When he's feeling it, he has a good touch on those shots.
And given LaMelo Ball is 6'7", how does this give him an advantage in his position, Greg?
Well, B.A., he's able to score on smaller guards, as well as see over them and find his teammates. His height and quick decision-making are real weapons.
Here's Sexton from deep. Oh, and again, it's the Jazz from deep.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
The defense leaves an opening and Ball exploits it. I mean, he can be so sudden.
Utah has gone 2 of 2 at the perimeter. Sexton. Oh, powered down with both hands. These teams have really gone back and forth.
Yeah, 5 lead changes already. This one's going to be a battle for sure.
3-pointer, Bridges. And Charlotte, another 3.
If you get any space, LaMelo will find you. So be ready.
Outside Sexton. And he's going for the lob. And stolen by Bridges. Fast break. Here come the Hornets. And the finish on the break with the slam.
And it's energy like that on both ends of the floor that's got them out ahead.
On the wing, Sexton. Give him 8. Inside. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Never bashful about showcasing his athleticism. Sexton can really get up and finish.
Ball passes to Williams. Ball outside. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket is good, and he'll go to the line.
Yeah, total focus there from Ball, not letting anyone stop him.
And let's take a moment to get your take, guys, on the scoring so far for the Hornets.
Well, their game plan has been very effective so far. They're working the ball inside, putting constant pressure.
Yeah, and also a great job hustling on turnovers and turning them into points. Defense creating offense so far in this one.
Now here's Miller. Played it in with a nice touch off the window. Miller's got 5 now.
Yeah, I like whenever Miller uses his size to his advantage, especially down near the rim.
And Mark Williams picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Just under 3.5 minutes elapsed here in the first quarter. Here's Sexton. Hey, in 6 attempts, he's made 5. Talk about efficiency.
And offensively, Sexton has been in the zone. He keeps finding chances in cashing in on him.
Miller finds Ball. Knocked loose. Collins with it. Guarded now by Ball. Here's Williams. And Williams punches it home.
Just rising up to the rim.
Man, when he gets up there, he gets up there. You know what I'm saying? Bridges passes to Williams. Here's Okogie. Checked by Sexton. The 3 from Ball. Utah grabs the miss. Miller outside. There's 49 seconds left in the opening quarter. Pass to Sexton. Williams on the wing. Kessler passes to Williams. Back to Kessler. And stolen by Williams. Here's Bridges. Checked by Sexton. And the basket by Bridges.
And that nice steal was able to get their break going in a hurry.
And for a coach, you always appreciate when you're able to turn a stop into a score.
Now here's Williams. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Can't connect from short range. Ball against Williams. Ball outside with 2 seconds left. And Ball throws it down.
He put a little flair on that one.
Yes, he did. Man, he's a strong finisher, huh? And so it's the Charlotte Hornets closing out this quarter with a 7-point lead. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen from Charlotte?
Well, there's no reason to take risky shots when you can collect points at the rim.
Yeah, they've made a point to get inside on this defense, and it's been working like a charm early on.
They've got Yusuf Nurkic, and it's man in at the point guard position. That's the Hornets 5. Jeffries. Utah grabs the miss. And in recent seasons, Grant, almost no team's been hit by the injury bug as much as the Hornets.
Yeah, B.A. I mean, you wonder what they could have done if they'd stayed healthy. They built the team around key players, and those guys have just missed a lot of time.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian. The Jazz are making progress. Coach Will Hardy said this team has shown grit and character and has developed a lot of confidence. When we're going through game preparation, the players walk away knowing if they do certain things, they can win. That's a big step in the right direction.
A bright future, Allie. Thank you.
Well, maybe not the shot they were looking for there, but the defense gave it to him, and he knocked it down.
And that one drops.
Just a gutsy play by George inside, finding the close-range look.
Outside man. Pass to Moore. There's the 3. The rebound by Filipowski. Jazz trail by 6. Martin finds Markkanen. That one no good. Charlotte has gone 3 of 6 from deep so far. Here's man. Here's Jeffries. Launches a 3. Nope, another miss. 0 for 2 to start the game. Here's Sensabaugh. Finished off the break. Sensabaugh's got his first bucket in this one.
Yeah, moving the ball with a purpose. Lauri Markkanen. Nice pass.
Pass to Jeffries. Here's Moore. Left side man. 6 to shoot. And it's blocked by Martin. Markkanen outside. Count that bucket. Now just a 2-point Charlotte lead.
Looking like a guard, the big man Markkanen has a solid understanding of when to shoot off the dribble.
Let's go with a 3. That one's good by Moore. Moore's got 6 points. The life of an NBA head coach, Stan, is not easy. You've lived it. What's the toughest part of the job? And don't say dealing with the media.
Well, no, it's not. But, Brian, I think people would easily say it's the time spent away from home, and it's also the losing, quite honestly. But I think what my family had the hardest time with was how consumed I was as a coach during the season. So even when I was home, all I was doing was thinking about basketball.
And how many losses have you endured as a broadcaster coach?
0. Undefeated, Brian, undefeated.
A minute 37 left in the first half. Shot's good by Sensabaugh.
They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
Man, the pass to Moore. To the left wing. Here's Jeffries. to the wing, right side. Out of bounds. It'll be Utah's ball.
Well, that's an unforced error. If you want to drive your coach crazy, that's the way to do it.
A minute 15 left to play in the half. George drives in. And he banks in the layup. He has 6.
Seeing the opening, George does not hesitate. I mean, just a great move.
To the right side. Here's Moore. He's guarded by Martin. Back to Nurkic. 5 on the clock. From deep. The rebound by Markkanen. The Jazz have gone 8 of 11 in the second quarter.
Yeah, every coach wants assisted buckets. Guys like George, they move the ball.
Hornets trail by 3. 7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Man, the pass to Nurkic. Here's Moore. He has 6. Back to Nurkic. Pass to Diabate. Charlotte needs to get one up in a hurry. Charlotte, no good that time either. Here's Martin. And some nice defense there to end the quarter. Filipowski for 3. And the first half comes to an end. We've got a close game going here. Utah ahead. They lead by 3. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out there for the start of the third quarter, right after the break. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard. Wow, Colin Sexton displaying all his skills today.
I like how they control the tempo and play to his strengths.
Yeah, he's found his spots, been patient with his shot selection, and it's paid off for himself and the team.
So on the floor for Utah, Collins and Kessler there in the middle. Williams is out there with Colin Sexton, and it's Hendricks in at the 3, the small forward.
The young fella. Ball getting more and more comfortable from the corners.
Pass to Hendricks. Here's the 3. And the rebound goes to Charlotte. Maybe the results haven't been there in recent seasons, but the Jazz have an exciting young core, Coach.
Yeah, they do, B.A. They've focused on youth, and some of those guys are developing into very good players. If this core stays in place and gels and they can add to it a little bit, watch out for this Jazz team.
Grant, the Hornets are a team hoping to end a pretty substantial playoff drive.
Yeah, it's been a long time since they made a buzz in the postseason, but their return could be closer than people think. A few smart moves here or there might be all it takes. It's not luck that he's so steady at the line. It's through repetition and hard work.
Sexton with it, and Bridges picks him up defensively, and so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. And remember, despite a great start to his career, Colin Sexton was traded after his 4th year, Coach.
Yeah, well, Brian, seems like everybody gets traded at some point now, and Sexton has responded well to that deal. He understands it's not personal, it's a business. He deserves a lot of credit for what he's done.
And 2 sides to that coin, too. The team that traded you, there's also a team that wanted you in trade.
So true.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
LaMelo Ball is such an instinctive playmaker. Talking about his approach, he said, "I'm just making it up. I see someone, I throw it, whatever comes to mind." Brian, the way he sees the game makes him box office attraction.
I like it. It's that new school flair with a game that harkens back to some of the greats. He's special to watch, Allie. Charlotte has gone 6 for 12 from deep so far in this game. 2 minutes into the second half of play now. Bridges passes to Ball, and that's a foul called on Walker Kessler. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
Now here's Ball. 14 points for him. And stolen by Williams.
They've got to tighten up the ball control. That pass was just too easy to defend.
Collins finds Sexton. Count that one. He's scoring at a nice clip. He's 6 of 9 tonight.
They keep capturing the lead, then giving it back. We'll see if they can hold on to it this time.
Well, this is why the fans are here. Each team trading blows, increasing the entertainment value.
Yeah, inside Ball has to rely on his agility. That's how he finds his way to close-range looks.
Outside Sexton. Okogie pulls down the board. The Hornets have gone 3 of 3 in this second half. Ball with it, and Kessler picks him up defensively. And the call will be against John Collins. That'll be a second foul of the game.
And that puts them just 1 foul from the bonus.
Right around 3 minutes into this second half. Here's Ball. And again, it's Charlotte converting.
I like how aggressive LaMelo has been tonight. I mean, just looking for his shot consistently.
There's a screen. Pass to Hendricks. Soft touch off the glass.
When it's this close, every bucket matters. You need good looks.
For 3, Bridges. Miller outside. Over Williams. Miller can't get it to go.
Well, he didn't go up very strong there, and the defense was able to just push him off his shot.
Poke loose. Stolen by Bridges. Here's Okogie. Williams defending. Boy, that foul looked intentional. Not exactly what you'd expect here.
Yeah, I know. It just doesn't make sense given the situation.
A new lineup here for Charlotte. Moore passes to Nurkic. Banked it in off the glass. Nurkic just got 5 points.
Yeah, in the paint, Nurkic can be a monster. He's got all the physical gifts he needs to dominate.
From down in the low post, it goes.
Able to get a layup out of that one. That's just soft defense there.
Here's Jeffries. George defending. Jeffries, no good. The Jazz have gone 4 of 8 in the third. Martin outside. It's Markkanen on the wing. Takes the 3. Diabate grabs the board. Diabate's got his 4th rebound in this one. 3-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Moore. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll hand it. A game this close, they're going to challenge the call. Coach does not agree with it.
So many of these personal foul calls still disputed even after the video review.
There's no doubt there's going to be a gray area in a lot of these calls. But at least we have the option to take a second look. So the officials can be sure they get it right. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
And the first one at the line is good. Good on both. George with it. Give him 8 points now. 4 seconds left. Yes! And the foul! That one on man.
See, now that layup isn't possible without the help of the pick.
Utah shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game. Green for 3. Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. And as we finish... And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. 0 chance to stop that.
Now that is an Elite level dig. What a great pass.
First personal foul.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far. With this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. They've got Trey Mann, Green out there with Yusuf Nurkic. And it's Moore in at the shooting guard position. That's the Hornets 5. Here's Sensabaugh. Martin outside. Here's Filipowski. Lays it up and banks it in. And the Jazz lead by 3.
This is when your interior D has to be on high alert.
Here's Mann. Another shot. Diabate's shot is good.
And you can tell by how hard he battled for that putback that he still has a lot of energy left for the end of this game.
Well, that's all about effort. He knows how much each bucket means right now, and he's clearly willing to fight for it.
And coming down the stretch, both teams still playing fantastic offense.
Yeah, and hopes that your opponent is just going to go cold. That's not going to happen, it doesn't look like in this one. This might go down to whoever has the last possession.
Cool, calm, and collected at a critical juncture in this game.
Here's Sensabaugh. Pass to Markkanen. Oh, the 7-footer, Lauri Markkanen.
And this is inexcusable. The defense must force Markkanen further away from the rim.
And it's Green missing.
And you know they were praying for that one to go down.
Yeah, they really wanted that bucket to go. You can't get discouraged, though.
And they go to the intentional foul.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
A new lineup here for Charlotte. And there's the call on LaMelo Ball. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
Now here's Sexton. Not a lot of room. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Oh, what ferocity on the throwdown. I just love when he goes up with purpose.
Where was the D right there? The effort lacking big time.
And with the score as close as it is, these are the opportunities you truly can't allow.
Sexton goes in. Williams from long range drops in the 3. And the Jazz lead by 5.
And since the break, both teams are increasing their intensity and really getting after it.
Yeah, and you can feel the pace picking up in this second half. Both teams have dialed up the intensity.
And there's the call on LaMelo Ball. That's foul number 2 for him.
A great job to establish position and square up.
George, he's checked in for Utah.
Number 3, Keontae George.
If you're just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Kicks it out to Collins. Williams on the wing. Oh, from deep. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. Here's Okogie. Ball passes to Williams. Miller with it, picked up by Collins. Three-pointer, Bridges. Collins with the rebound.
Every possession counts for them right now. That's not going to get it done.
Here's Williams. Uses the glass on the layup. Williams has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Well, you always want to pass the ball up court on the break. Normally leads to easy points, and we all know those are hard to come by.
Ball seeks out contact sometimes, which means defenses have to guard him very carefully.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Jazz.
Well, you've got to like that they're not settling. They're attacking the defense on the drive and creating great looks.
One other thing they've done very well has been scoring inside, just pounding and grinding down there.
Williams from long range. And his 5th basket. Now 5 for 8. Looking comfortable out there.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Ball outside. Screen by Bridges. Clock at 6. And it's Bridges with the jam.
Yeah, what a creative player in these pick and rolls. Ball takes pleasure dicing up defenses like this. And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Personal foul. Third team foul.
First free throw is good, and that brings them within 5. Utah making a switch here. Sexton's checked in, and so Ball nails both of them.
Those are big free throws. Now they need some defensive stops.
The 3 from Sexton. Good. 8 buckets in 12 attempts.
I mean, Sexton can shoot from anywhere. Strong from beyond the arc.
Miller, the pass to Okogie. It falls! And now they trail by just 4.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
And sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Now here's Miller, tightly guarded. Bridges passes to Ball. Miller outside. Williams with the screen. Kessler against Bridges. And it's going to be a 24-second violation. They turn it over. "19 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And so Sexton will bring it up for Utah. 4-point game. Williams from long range. Back to Sexton. The 3 ball. Yes. And so it's Utah with the W. They played the villain tonight, and they played it well. Thanks, Alec. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up.
But eventually, I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it baked. Kinda like the view with the dice and me, top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back in the beer. Let him run, let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla. Let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla.
Defense looking for him.
And just a minute or two here for the players to get warmed up before the... Welcome everybody to another presentation of the... Well... We don't expect up and down doors, fast basketball. These teams prefer to operate in the half court. They're very methodical, but fun to watch.
Hey, good basketball, regardless of the pace at which it's run, is good basketball. And with these two teams, movement, screening, high IQ offensive basketball, I'm here for that.
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. We've got Lonzo Ball. Buzelis out there with Taylor Horton-Tucker. And it's Vucevic, and it's White in a two-guard. And so the Charlotte Hornets get the first points of the ball game. And it's Vucevic missing.
All alone from mid-range. They know he won't miss many of those.
The kick out to Ball. And Buzelis gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Williams, a screen on Ball.
Love the fact that Ball can use his length to annoy shooters. Make sure whoever he's on doesn't get off a clean shot.
LaMelo Ball came in like a storm into this NBA, Doris, but hasn't been able to stay healthy since.
It's so true, Kevin, and that's unfortunate because the skill is apparent every time he plays. He's a game changer with his size and his playmaking. The NBA is better off because of the flair and the style he brings when he is healthy.
So it's Chicago now, following the bucket by the Hornets. Pass to Vucevic for the three. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Mr. Vucevic has elite range for a big man. He will punish you from downtown if you let him.
Outside Williams. Here's Bridges. Driving inside, and it's blocked. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Bridges. Chicago has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Inside. And Williams throws it down.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
And he just punishes the D for falling asleep at the wheel.
A little disorganized that time, and the result, 2 points in the loudest way possible.
Yeah, sometimes aggression can overcome certain offensive limitations. You saw it right there.
Hornets have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Ball against Ball. Ball no good.
Boy, that's one he wishes he could have back, especially against soft defense.
Now Vucevic. Williams with the block. And he gets it back. Outside White. Clock at 6. Back to Vucevic. The Bulls need to get a shot off here.
2 minutes remaining.
A 3-ball. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Hornets leading by 3. Looking at the Hornets, Greg, they're still in pursuit of their first trip to the NBA Finals.
And Kevin, I hope it happens soon because their fan base deserves it. They've stuck with this team through some difficult years. It's about time they get rewarded.
Well, we see a lot of emphasis on three-point shooting nowadays, but you'll take that look right there any night of the week.
Bridges kicks to Miller. Bridges sets the screen for Miller. And it's blocked.
Making good use of his length, Buzelis able to track down the block that time.
Ball, the pass to Horton Tucker. Buzella sets a screen for White. And then Buzella with the dunk.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Well, in the paint, it's the length and the agility of LaMelo Ball to get things done around physical defenders.
Out to White from deep. It's good. The assist that time from Ball. Guys back and forth this first half.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
Shots good by Miller. Miller's got 6.
And more than just a jump shooter, Miller's very good around the rim. A rare quality for a wing these days.
Pass to Buzelis. Vucevic with it. And Vucevic throws it down.
Well, what he lacks in size for a typical center, he makes up for with all that athleticism. Boy, can he elevate.
Miller outside. Buries the long-range jumper. He's got 9.
A huge reason Miller went so high in the draft. His three-point stroke. It's exactly what you want in a wing.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. The kick out to Ball. Vucevic a screen on Ball. The fadeaway. Ball with the rebound.
Listen, he knows he should have made that shot. We'll see if they can work it back to him in that same area.
And so it's Brandon Miller making highlights for Charlotte. He finishes with 9 points. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Hornets.
They've been so aggressive, going strong at the defense, looking to score off of that penetration.
I think the other thing they've done a great job of is making their presence felt inside, converting tons of paint opportunities.
They've got Smith. He's out there with Trey Mann. Nurkic is out there with Grant Williams. And it's Diabate in at the 4-man position. So that's who Charlotte starts the second with. One-on-one fast break. Here's Diabate. Greg, every year injuries are a huge factor in shaping the title race. And I'm guessing that teams should probably put more of a premium on durability. What do you think?
Well, Kevin, I think all GMs take that into account. A team wants to be confident it'll have a stable roster over the course of a long season.
Pass to Williams. Outside, Jones. Now, Herter. Williams, a screen on Smith. Herter finds Jones. Drains the three-pointer. Jones has got the lead up to 2 now for the Bulls.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
And right now you love the chess match, right? The ability of each side to adjust to what the other is doing.
With a short break in the action gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, the new leadership in Charlotte has made it clear that it's not going in for quick fixes. The goal is sustained success, building with youth and development. Call it roster flexibility or a blank slate. But with some promising young players and more health, there's nowhere to go but up. Kevin?
Health is huge. That's the hope. Hey, David, thank you. Right side, Jones. Smith dishes to Williams. Pass to Herter. There's the 3. Rebound by Williams. The Hornets have got a nice 3 of 3 to start the second. And we know injuries derailed last season for the Bulls, Greg, but with an aging core, you wonder where they go from here.
I mean, the Bulls are kind of stuck in the middle of things as it now stands. Not quite good enough to make a run in the East, but not in a position where they need to start over.
Williams' shot is off. Smith feeling it out a bit. Back to Mann. And there's the foul. It's on Trey Jones. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. 6 on the shot clock. Smith for 3. They get it back. Pass to Mann. Shoots the 3. That shot is off target. That makes him 2 for 3. Chicago's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Buries it from three-point range.
You simply must play better defense than that. This guy is too good from distance.
From outside the arc. Charlotte no good that time either. Chicago leading by 3. Here's Giddey. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Surprise in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
Josh Giddey. At the line for 2. The play is under video review.
The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Here's Diabate. Nobody near Nurkic. Drills the three-pointer. Nurkic has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. It's Jones on the wing. Defended by Mann. Kicks it out to Jones. Fires from deep. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. Jones has got 9 points now in the quarter.
He is in a zone right now. Every 3 he puts up seems to be going down.
Mann finds Nurkic. And stolen by Giddey. Floats it up for Williams. It's picked off. And now in transition, here's Williams. Here we go. It's blocked. Outside, Jones. Nurkic against Williams. Oh, and here comes Smith. All alone. And Smith with the stuff.
And that's how you do it, guys. Ball pressure and then get some run out.
Jones for 3. It's good from long range. Jones has got the lead up to 7 now for the Bulls.
And so many teams now look to establish the perimeter to set up everything else.
No doubt it's a growing trend, Greg, and he is highly accurate tonight.
Here's Diabate. He's guarded by Williams. Another shot. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
At the line for your Hornets, Nick Smith. 1 shot. The play will be reviewed. There will be 2 minutes to review the play.
Personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. We come back right after this. We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. You have to like what we've seen from Jones.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look they wanted.
You know, as a coach, you can preach good shot selection, but it's up to the players to execute, and this guy has done just that.
And on the floor for Billy Donovan as we get into the second half. They've got Vucevic, Taylor Horton-Tucker out there with Bruce Ellis. Then there's Lonzo Ball. and it's White in a shooting guard. When you look at the game of Mark Williams, Doris, what impresses you the most?
Well, probably his size and athleticism. That combination makes him an immediate fit. He understands which shots to take on the offensive end, seems to have a great feel for how to position himself on the defensive end and how to mix it up on the glass.
And it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
There's Ball with the 3. Horton Tucker with the rebound. The Bulls leading by 7. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, Kobe White became one of the top candidates last season for Most Improved Player. He says, I always tried to just let the work show. I wanted to prove that I could be a starting guard in this league. I've just got to continue to get better every day, be aggressive, and be who I am. Kevin, back to you.
All right, D.A., love that attitude. Ball finds Vucevic. Rebound by Williams.
And it didn't fall, but that's the kind of shot they want their offense to create.
It can be frustrating when you make the right play and fail to reap the rewards. You just have to stay with it here.
Miller with a wide open look. Good on the three-point shot. Miller's got 12 points in the game.
And with his diverse game and 6'9" frame, Brandon Miller can score in bunches. And on nights like tonight, it's really hard to get someone to match up with him.
Hornets trail by 4. The drive by Ball. Bridges kicks to Williams. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
You love to see the unselfishness of Miles Bridges. Just another guy has a better shot. He's ready to move that basketball.
Here's Ball. Out to the right wing. Here's Buzelis. Defended by Bridges.
Oh, how about that rejection from Miles Bridges? Send it back.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Bridges misses. Bulls leading by 4. Here's Buzelis. Whistle blows. Bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here. And great for Buzelis. Basketball has been a part of his family for generations.
Yeah, how about that? Both his parents played professionally in Lithuania, as did both of his grandfathers. And his dad now works with the Lithuanian men's national team as a physiotherapist. Look at the moves from Buzelis. The big fella showing great quickness on the attack.
Miller with the ball. Now guarded by Ball. Shots good by Miller.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded-out game.
Chicago's gone downtown 13 times in this game, and they're just over 50%. 7 of 13 on threes. Pass to Vucevic. Now, here's Ball. Misses the 3. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. And with that, the Chicago lead is cut down to just 3 in the basket from Ball.
And with that burst, you can count on LaMelo being the first up the court on the break. He won't miss a chance to get out and run.
Vucevic to the pass to Ball. Vucevic setting the pick for Ball. Into the lane.
I'll bet even they didn't think the pick would work that well.
No. And they get the major league dunk out of it, too.
And my question is, where was the help? Someone rotate over and challenge.
Outside, Ball. Pass to Buzelis. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. You know, Greg, one thing you notice, we were just talking about this with the Hornets in recent years, a lot of changing lineups.
And you expect that with the team, with where they're at. They're looking for any advantage game to game and trying to build that identity as a franchise.
So a whole new group on the floor now for Charlotte. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Jalen Smith, he's checked in for Vucevic. Kevin Huerter comes in for Horton Tucker. Josh Giddey's checked in for Kobe White. And Jones subbed in for Ball.
steady from beyond the arc. Smith's improvement from there could really make him a dangerous player.
Herder against Williams. There's the call on Kevin Herder. That is his first foul of the game.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
Patrick Williams, he's checked in for Buzelis.
And this will be the last possession of the quarter if they're patient.
Well, it's amazing. If you finish quarters the right way, it can have such a great impact on the outcome of a game.
Here's Mann. Out to Smith. Over Giddey. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock.
That concludes the third quarter. It continues to be an exciting neck-and-neck game. It's Chicago. They lead by 2. We'll be back shortly live from Spectrum Center. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. Trey Mann is out there with Smith. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic. Then it's Williams. And it's Diabate in at the power forward position. So that's the Hornets 5.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Boy, when it's this close, you try not to give up these kinds of buckets. Boy, you got to do better defensively.
Smith the pass to Williams. No good on that one. Nice defense from Giddey. Here he goes, and he dunks it down.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
Boy, and not just the aggression, the ability to get to the rim, but how about the finish with intention?
On the top of the key, Mann can't hit. And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Jones, no luck. Hornets trail by 5. And there's the foul. It's on Trey Jones. That'll be his second foul of the game. So a whole new group on the floor now for Charlotte. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Vucevic checked in for Smith. Buzelis comes in for Kevin Herder. Kobe White, he's checked in for Josh Giddey. And Ball subbed in for Jones. Chicago leading by 5. And then Buzelis with the dunk.
It doesn't take much to get Buzelis up to the rim. He just pops off the floor and is right there.
Bridges misses. For Chicago, they've gone 3 of 4 on field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Count it.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
Bridges inside. They need this. Ball finds Miller. Ball is screen on Williams, and here's Miller outside. Count that as his 7th field goal, 9 tries. He's shooting 78%. Bulls have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. Takes the 3. And it's Vucevic missing.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And Ball slams it in.
Well, this is what you love about having length in the backcourt. That 6'7" frame. Go ahead and finish, LaMelo.
Pass to Buzelis. Takes it inside. And foul on the shot. Folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
Montas Buzelis. 2 shots. The plays in the video review under NBA rules. The officials will have
personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively and involving the coaches by being able to. A challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Right now, I turn it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Hey guys, during the break, listen in with Charles Lee and his team. You know, he had some pros and cons. He said, I like our play inside. But what's happening at the arc, fellas? We got to start making some shots. He needs more production from the outside. Guys?
Thank you, David.
And how big was that? He is just so reliable, so confident at the free throw line.
Pass to Buzelis. And that one off the back of the rim and in. And the Bulls lead by 4.
This kid, Buzelis, loves these types of situations. He wants to be the guy they go to in the big moments.
2 minutes remaining.
Miller inside. He's guarded by Williams. Bridges dishes the ball. Just 5 to shoot. Ball with the rebound. Chicago leading by 4. Over in the corner, Williams. Here's Buzelis. Defended by Bridges. Williams looking around. Second chance effort. Pass to Buzelis. White against Ball. And it's White missing. Charlotte's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. And here is Bridges. And stolen by White. Ball with it. Now guarded by Ball. Nobody near Williams. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Bulls.
And they've shown great focus on the defensive end, putting constant pressure on the ball and really disruptive in terms of what they've done defensively.
And another theme in this game to me, guys, has been how lethal they've been in transition. Attack on the break and make sure you convert.
Here's Ball. And that one, good.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
And as a result, they may be facing just a little bit less resistance right now. They are having their way.
Fast break. Here comes Chicago. Ball with the rebound.
I think it's safe to call this one a wrap.
Well, it's been a hard-fought battle through much of the night. They just missed out on a couple of opportunities they'd love to do over.
Ball with the bucket.
Well, they knew it would be a hostile environment, and they rose to the challenge.
And sometimes when everyone's rooting against you, it seems to bring the unit closer together. It certainly did tonight.
Oh, and there's the foul. It's on Josh Okogie. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
12 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Buzelis, no one around him. And again, it's the Bulls from deep. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. Thank you for that, David. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.
We should see. Great ball movement from these two teams, Grant. Fantastic group of passers on each side.
They're just so unselfish. They play for one another. You can see how it keeps the whole team involved. And I'll tell you what, I just love watching teams that can pass like this.
And the starting group for Chicago. Buzelis out there with Nikola Vucevic. Then it's Kobe White. Then it's Ball. And it's Horton Tucker in at the 3. Second chance effort. Buzelis. The shot won't fall. Some solid defense from Williams. Sexton with it. Now Horton Tucker defending.
Just a flashy move by Sexton. Speeding past the defense and slamming it home.
Three-pointer, Vucevic. Ooh, Kessler with the block. And that's out of bounds. It was last touched by Kessler. Ball finds Vucevic. Yes, sir, and it's Ball with the assist that time.
Big man Vooch showing some quickness on that release.
Grant, a big reason for Utah to be excited about the future. Their young head coach, Will Hardy.
Yeah, B.A. I mean, he's had this team competitive after trading away both Mitchell and Gobert. And I love how Hardy has developed guys like Lauri Markkanen.
And Chicago has possession. The Jazz making their last shot. Ball looks over the floor. That three's off the mark.
And he might have thrown himself off when he saw how much space he had from 3.
To the paint. Here's Vucevic. And Vucevic slams it in.
Look, when he's within range, Vooch is going at the rim, and he's going at it hard.
The 3 from Sexton. And it's cleared by Vucevic.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often. It's like he's doing pull-ups on the rim.
Looked like a schoolyard playground right there. Collins a screen. Puts up a 3. Offensive board. Pass to Kessler. And he drops it in from the low post.
Nice awareness there from the big man Collins. Solid at finding his teammates when they're open.
Count it. Buzelis has got his second basket.
Pounding it inside early and often, setting a physical tone.
For 3, Sexton sinks it from distance.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
He takes it in. And it's Buzelis that time on the assist by Ball. Buzelis has got 6 points.
Looking agile on the attack, it's so good to see Buzelis taking the initiative on offense and capitalizing.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Nikola Vucevic has seen a lot in his decade plus in the league, and he said the game has changed. Now you have centers that can pass, put the ball on the floor, make plays, and shoot threes, play like guards, and you can't get stuck in time. You have to be able to adjust.
Allie, he's certainly got the skill level. The Bulls have gotten 50% of their shots to fall so far. They're 5 of 10. And you look at Matas Buzelis. Size, touch, feel for the game too, Grant.
Oh, B.A., he's a connector. We all love seeing those offenses where the ball doesn't stick. He's a guy who'll keep things moving.
Here's Sexton. Pass to Collins. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2.
The 3 ball is part of JC's game, but I like Collins the most inside.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
The ball movement has been outstanding so far. They've come out of the gate looking for that extra pass.
Another area they've excelled in is the points in the paint. They've been able to gouge the interior defense so far in this one.
Here's Sexton. Got a hand on it. Here's Horton Tucker. And he buries the open three to cap the break.
And I'll tell you what, for his size, just about 7 feet, Buzelis is a pretty good passer.
Here's Sexton. Pass to Collins. And it's rejected. Up top, Horton Tucker. Here's Buzelis. Checked by Sexton. Here's Vucevic from the arc. It's rebounded by Hendricks. Here's Kessler. There's 45 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And Hendricks gets it to go.
Getting enough shots in close to play inside out.
Chicago leading. Here's Buzelis. And count it. Now 5 for 7.
Well, we're still getting to know Buzelis a bit, but his game, I'll tell you this, he's got a sweet shot.
Williams on the wing. Hey, expanding his range. He drops it from range.
And they keep trading punches. Both teams in a groove early.
You have to think at this point the winner will be the one to settle in on defense.
He's been playing great, unselfish basketball, really putting the rock in the hands of the right shooters.
His court vision has been on display in this one. He's doing a tremendous job just orchestrating the offense beautifully.
Pass to Buzelis. Over Collins. And no good. Trying to get that one to fall. And a good game so far as we conclude the first quarter. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter. We'll see what happens here in the second. And before we move on, what do you think about what we've seen here from the Bulls tonight?
Oh, what I love was that first quarter was all about leaking out and capitalizing in transition.
It leads to some easy buckets, and I think it's given them control of the pace in this one.
We've got Filipowski. Kenyon Martin is out there with Lauri Markkanen. Then there's George, and it's Sensabaugh in at the shooting guard position. That's the group for Utah, getting going in the second.
Making sure of it with the two-hand slam, B.A.
Yeah, I don't blame him. With the score this tight, you cannot take a chance here.
The way George handles the ball and finds ways to finish inside make him very dangerous.
Looking at lineups around the league, Grant, it seems like they're becoming more positionless than ever before.
Yeah, you're spot on, B.A. To the point where some people feel all-star voting shouldn't be by position anymore. It should be by merit.
Tipped. And now the Jazz on the run in transition. And he lays it in on the break. George has got 5 now.
Trading the lead back and forth, neither side is willing to back down.
I've been on the edge of my seat courtside. Man, this has been a barn burner.
And the lead just keeps changing hands.
5 times already, and we still haven't gotten out of the first half. A growing aspect of George's game. He's working to become a strong facilitator.
And for some reason, he decided to foul there.
Yeah, B.A., that's an odd move. Maybe there's something else behind it. You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
Phillips' shot is off. Utah leading. George, right side. Great start so far. 3 of 3 in this one.
Just a gutsy play by George inside, finding the close-range look.
Richard, when it comes to the Bulls, they have one of the most committed fan bases in the league.
Yeah, the Chicago fans are for real. The Bulls Bulls are routinely at the top of the list for total attendance. Even on the road, there are usually Bulls fans sprinkled in every crowd.
Well, the Jazz are one of just 10 NBA franchises to never win a championship, Grant.
Yeah, you know, it's so hard to believe considering they had the 4th best winning percentage in NBA history. Think about it. If it weren't for one Michael Jordan, they'd probably have 2 rings.
Williams with the screen. Jones with the ball. Guarded now by George. Williams from long range. That's in. Coming off an assist from Jones. Williams has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Here's Sensabaugh. Giddey defends. Fires from deep. Jones grabs the board. Chicago has gone 1 of 2 from deep in the second quarter.
The floater is so tough to defend against. Nothing defenders can really do but shake their heads.
Markkanen with a screen on Giddey. Sensabaugh, no good. And so it's Jones who brings up the ball for Chicago. Pass to Williams. 6 on the shot clock. And they're on the run. For 3, George again gets it to go. He can't miss. 5 for 5. All right, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Jazz.
From the tip, they are not making things easy on them. Lots of steals, playing disruptive basketball.
Another stat they're doing well is in blocks. They're keeping their hands up and closing out quickly on shooters.
Smith. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. Well, the last time the Bulls won a playoff series was back in 2015, Grant.
That was back when Butler and Rose were their leading scorers. And it just shows you just how long it's been. But they've been stuck in mediocrity ever since. And right now, they are desperate for a breakthrough season.
Now here's Markkanen. The rebound by Phillips. And now the Bulls in transition. Finished off the break. Williams has got 5 now. And the chess match continues.
7 lead changes already, and we're still in the first half.
George drives in. Misses the layup. The Bulls have gotten 5 of their first 6 attempts to fall in the second.
That was a good call. The defense wasn't established.
Chicago shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. That's good from Jones. Jones hits them both. 1:21 left to play in the first half of basketball. Driving in, and the foul is called. He missed, and here comes the coach's challenge. He disagrees with the foul. He does not hesitate to ask for a second look. It's a pretty heated game. Every call matters.
People will... The NBA was smart to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up and make the refs take another look. So they see clear evidence of a bad call, and they're going to overturn it. Probably the right decision.
And give credit to the officials for recognizing the mistake and correcting it. Nobody likes to say they got it wrong, but they fixed it in a hurry.
While he's a bit undersized for a 4, he more than makes up for it with his bounce.
A nice shot by Smith.
When he gets a quality look like this at the perimeter, he can almost be automatic.
To the middle. Markkanen, the pass to Filipowski. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Jones drives in from deep. Giddey. That's good, and it's Jones with the assist.
3 points.
Jones has got 3 assists in the game.
Obviously, this guy has a talent for scoring. Able to problem solve for whatever the defense tosses at him.
Being Markkanen is 7 feet tall, he's absolutely an inside threat. I just love watching him capitalize from this area.
Smith. Oh, the dunk by Smith.
He gives up a bit of size at the center position, but his leaping ability, well, let's just say that makes up for it.
George with it. He's picked up by Jones. Martin inside. And stolen by Williams.
And they can run out the clock here. No need to rush it.
Yeah, and you don't have to be quick. You just have to be deliberate. He just didn't like what he saw inside, so he takes the open transition 3. But if he missed, Coach might have had some words for him.
And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. That's on Jalen Smith. It's his first trip to the line. The first one falls. And he makes both free throws. Just 4 seconds left in the first half of basketball. And so it's the Chicago Bulls up by a healthy 8 points at the end of the period. And it's all due to their ability to own the paint. They've been dominant down low. And don't go far. We'll be right back.
Get ready for the fan half-court jump from line. They're thinking about this shot.
And if you're just joining in, 1 half is in the books. 1 half to go. You got to like what Keontae George has done in this one.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
If they don't change their approach in the second half, let's just say his success will continue.
And for Chicago, let's take a look. We've got Buzelis, Kobe White out there with Lonzo Ball. Then there's Taylor Horton-Tucker, and it's Vucevic in at the center, locking down the middle. Ball outside. Pass to White. Fires the 3. It's rebounded by Hendricks. Jazz trail by 8. On the wing, Sexton. He's guarded by White. Here's Collins. And he floats it in for the easy 2. Credit the sweet setup on that one.
This is why you put the ball in his hands. An accurate pass hitting a moving target.
You know, Grant, looking at the career of Colin Sexton, he had a huge 3rd season, averaged 24 a game.
Yeah, B.A. And unfortunately, Colin hurt his knee early during his 4th year. Had season-ending surgery, but we've seen Sexton make a full comeback and just a dynamic scoring guard.
Here's Williams. Chicago making their last shot. Around the back and lays it in. Nice. Williams has got 5 points.
Give him a chance to pull off something special, and he will take it.
White for 3. Collins with the rebound. Collins has got 4 rebounds in the game. Here's Williams. And Williams punches it home.
His hang time on the rim puts a sweet cherry on top, B.A.
It's a close game, and those displays of explosiveness can jumpstart a team. Now here's Sexton. 9 points in the game. Williams with it. Now guarded by White. Williams misses. Chicago leading by 4. Pass to Vucevic. Oh, sweet move. And he sinks the layup. 7 points in the game.
On the interior, Vooch, like this man has so many moves to account for.
Here's Williams. Here's Hendricks. Here's Kessler. Rebound by the Bulls. Buzelis has got a rebound number 5 here tonight. It's Vucevic, high post, driving to the basket. Utah grabs the miss.
He's as surprised as we are. Most nights, that bucket is automatic.
Williams passes to Kessler. And finished off by Kessler.
Impressive one-hand slam right there, B.A.
Man, as long as he's confident about it, I'm good with it. Maybe use 2 hands next time. He knows where he is. Jazz trail by 4. Pass to Hendricks. It's deflected.
When it comes to contesting shots, Buzelis is showing us that he's got great timing.
A line change here for Utah. Three minutes gone now in the 3rd quarter. Here's Sensabaugh. Counted from distance. Sensabaugh's gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
You give a shooter of his caliber that much time to seam it up? Oh, yeah, you're done.
Jones. Down low. Here's Smith. The kick out to Williams. Here he goes. Back to Smith. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Smith's got 11 points.
Rate of baskets assisted, it's a stat I really like. It tells the story of how well you are playing team offense.
George, a screen on Smith. Oh, a nice one-handed slam right there.
Now that's how you use the screen right there.
And it leads to a thunderous finish. That was nice.
Yeah, you like the pick to set up the open shot. But when it leads to a dunk, okay, even better, we'll take it.
Now here's George. 13 points in the game. Shot's good by Sensabaugh. Man, what a wild one this has been.
8 lead changes, some big plays, and some big mistakes, too.
It's intercepted. Martin outside. Here's Markkanen. Back to Martin. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Bulls. Here's Jones. He's got 5. It's Giddey on the wing. There's 37 seconds left to play in the third quarter. And they're not happy with the call here. Coach has given the signal. He's going to use his challenge. Probably.
Shooting for Chicago.
Coach's challenge in place. We've seen so many of these personal foul calls still disputed even after the video review.
There's no doubt there's going to be a gray area in a lot of these calls. But at least we have the option to take a second look, so the officials can be sure they get it right. So they see clear evidence of a bad call, and they're going to overturn it. Probably the right decision.
And give credit to the officials for recognizing the mistake and correcting it. Nobody likes to say they got it wrong, but they fixed it in a hurry.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. And the Bulls shooting about 56% in this one. And stolen by Markkanen. Pass to George. Markkanen with a screen on Jones. With 1 on the clock. And Markkanen gets it to go on the assist by George. Markkanen's got 7 points in the game.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort.
That concludes the third quarter. It continues to be an exciting neck-and-neck game. Utah ahead, up by 2. And we've got more action coming your way after this break. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today coming from an unlikely position. It's the big fella with the sweetest pass of the day.
I feel like we've seen more slick passing big men in the league today than we've ever seen.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. We've got Keontae George, Filipowski out there with Lauri Markkanen. Then there's Kenyon Martin, and it's Sensabaugh in its shooting guard. That's the group for Utah right now. Jones against George. The 3 is up. Gets the 3 to fall. And the Bulls lead by 3.
That's a clutch shot by a big-time shooter. And where's the D? They're going at it on offense. Neither team backing down.
Man, this has been a fun one, but look, who doesn't love a high-scoring game?
Giddey passes to Smith. Martin against Giddey. The 3, Smith. And again in Chicago with a 3.
Man, he's on fire. Playing patient basketball, not forcing shots.
And now we've got an intentional foul. A big group substitution here for Chicago. Vucevic, he's checked in for Smith. Buzelis comes in for Phillips. Kobe White, he's checked in for Giddey. And it's Ball in for Jones. Williams. And Williams punches it home.
Cutting into this lead. They're well within striking distance.
A stop or 2 in the next moment or so, and they could even this game up. Great job to keep battling.
And you have to love it. The floor general taking things into his own hands.
Just the aggression they're looking for, man.
No doubt. That's the kind of play that can energize the whole team, and they will take it in a close game like this.
And so he hits both.
It's always nice to see a big fella be able to knock down some free throws and make teams pay from the line.
Ball with it, and Kessler picks him up defensively. Pass to Buzelis. Kessler with a rebound. And so Sexton will bring it up for the Jazz. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
I love that hoop from Colin Sexton. Don't settle, young man.
Ball left side. Now here's Vucevic. Fires in the triple.
As a big, unless you're a dedicated rim runner, have to be some kind of threat from distance.
And it's Sexton on the take, and he dunks it down.
The nimbleness of Sexton on the drive makes him tough to stop. He can just squeeze right past you.
Here's Buzelis. Ooh, and he took a hard foul on the shot. So he'll head to the line to shoot a pair. They'll pin that one on John Collins.
Heading play to stop that easy layup right there. I mean, make him earn it at the line.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
That's what he does. Rock solid at the line.
Williams on the wing.
And that is an absolute heartbreaker of a turnover. In a close game like this, that might be enough to impact how it ends.
Chicago leading by 3. Back to White.
Switch.
Pass to Vucevic. Ball outside. Here's Buzelis. Shot clock at 5. And again, no good by Chicago.
Yeah, no, he usually makes you pay from that range.
Here's Sexton. Here's Williams. It's stolen away. Williams on the wing. Offline with a 3. Jazz trail by 3. Sexton with it. Now guarded by White. Williams from long range. Hey, in 6 attempts, he's made 5. Talk about efficiency.
Yeah, these teams are playing with incredible energy.
Yeah, the second half in stark contrast with the first. Coach must have gotten on them a little bit at halftime.
Yes, they get the go-ahead bucket. Williams has got 11 in the second half. This is the very definition of a back-and-forth contest.
Yes, neither side taking its foot off the gas. I'm expecting a spectacular finish.
Utah has gone 1 of 2 from deep in this quarter. Collins outside. Outside, Williams. Collins with a screen on White. Williams passes to Collins. Back to Williams. With the clock winding down. Yes!
Great to see guys who don't back down under pressure.
He knew what they needed here and was determined to deliver.
And Paul throws it down.
Getting it done when their backs are against the wall. What a gritty play there from Ball.
Kessler passes to Sexton. There's the drive. Money.
And this is how you step up in the clutch. Sexton is ready to deliver in these moments.
Pass to Buzelis. And here is Vucevic. The 3. That shot is off. 19 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Collins. And Collins with the jam.
And they just continue to attack, even late in the game, while they're up big.
If you want to be great, you have to have that killer instinct. Vooch, the big man, makes the biggest play of the night.
Yeah, just trying to keep this game alive. Not a bad foul right there.
11 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. Collins passes to Sexton. Back to Collins. Jacks up a 3. And so it's Utah who scraped by with the win. That was an incredible night of
but eventually, I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm the menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it
You know, Clark, when you take a look at how these teams play, is it fair to expect a slower pace of the game?
I certainly think so, partner. I mean, both teams are extremely disciplined. They're not really interested in going up and down in a windshield wiper fashion. They value taking care of the ball and playing in the half court.
Here's the starting group for the Charlotte Hornets. Up it forward, it's Miller and Bridges. Then it's Williams. Then it's Ball, and it's Okogie in at the shooting guard position. Bridges, no one around him. Sinks the triple.
No hesitation from Bridges there. He knows exactly when he should look to shoot it off the catch.
Williams against Ball. Williams, that's good.
That is super efficient, getting in deep and then taking advantage.
And so it's Ball with it. He brings it up for Charlotte. There's Miller with the three. Kessler with the rebound. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Talked to Will Hardy a little while ago. In talking to Coach, he discussed the hidden talents of LaMelo Ball. Coach said he's still a young player in this league, but we can't take that lightly. We've seen what he's done to soft defenses. We need to be physical. So we'll see if that defense tightens up for them. Guys?
Okay, David, much appreciated. In recent seasons, the Charlotte Hornets, Clark, have been very active in the trade market.
Well, it seems like they're always wheeling and dealing. I mean, they're on a quest for that perfect fit lineup, moving pieces around, trying to find the right recipe for success.
Just 5 on the clock. Ball, no good. The Jazz have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And Williams, here we go. Kessler in the post, working on Williams. And here is Williams. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Williams kicks to Ball. Down low, pass to Okogie. And the 3 off target. And it's Utah's ball. Here's Hendricks. Stolen by Ball. And a fast break now for the Hornets. Here's Okogie. Defended by Sexton. Okogie, the pass to Ball. Basket good.
Boy, Ball plays with so much confidence. You know this guy believes in what he can do, including finding ways to score it inside.
Now, here's Sexton. The Jazz with another miss.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Ball, the pass to Williams. And now here comes Williams, leading the break. Utah the rebound. The 3, good on the triple. Williams has got 5 points so far. Hornets have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Ball sets a screen for Miller. Outside Williams, pass to Bridges. Williams a screen on Collins. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Okogie, the pass to Williams. That one's off. He starts the game with the miss. Utah has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. We've got 1:08 left in the first quarter of the game. And here's Charlotte. Now Ball lays it up off the glass.
You know, because Ball is so skilled, defenders try to get physical with him, rough him up a bit, but it doesn't faze him. That rarely works against Ball.
And stolen by Miller. Outside, Ball. There's the triple. And a great assist by Miller as that one goes in. 7 points in the game.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Here's Hendricks. looks, and right away they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
One of the most explosive young bigs we have. Collins quick off the floor and gets creative at the rim.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Bridges kicks to Williams. Miller surveying the floor to the left side wing. 4 on the shot clock. Here's a Kogi, and it's sent back by Kessler. Here's Sexton. Looks like they are going to review the play. The question, did he get the basket off in time?
And the footage relayed to the officials from the replay center in Secaucus, I think he got it off in time. The replay leaving.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Jazz lead by 2. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in just a moment. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And taking a look at the Jazz performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah,
and yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
Ready for Charlotte. Wendell Moore. 2 shots.
Difficult calls to make. Personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to. A challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review. And developing that 3-ball shot, George is putting in the work now.
You know, Greg, thinking back to the glory days in Utah, they went to back-to-back finals in 97 and 98.
Unfortunately, though, Kevin, that Stockton-Malone era, they just couldn't overcome the dynastic Bulls. The Jazz still searching for that first NBA title. Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Exactly. I mean, when you're running neck to neck, those kinds of mistakes tip the scales.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, thank you. The Utah Jazz last season became one of the first teams in the league to move their games to broadcast television. It's a gamble, but they just about tripled the reach. And with the rapid growth in the region, they have a chance to attract new fans. Kevin, no doubt, other NBA teams are keen to see how this goes.
Oh, David, no question at all. And we thank you for your report. The league is attempting, Clark, to minimize flopping. Do you like the technical foul assessment for just that act?
Yeah, I do. I really do, because that way you can get it out of the game. These guys are as big and strong as any athletes in the world. They shouldn't be falling down as much as they do trying to draw a foul.
Nice ball movement by Utah. Picked by Markkanen. Outside for Martin. It's up a 3. Offensive rebound. Hornets trail by 4. Man with it. George picks him up. And count it. The shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Jazz.
And just a great job so far applying pressure defensively. The opposition is on their heels with the ball in their hand. Nightmares clamps thus far.
You know, another point I'd like to add is that they've had tremendous success early on converting turnovers and turning those into points.
Moore outside. And the call will be on Keontae George. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
Yep, the next one puts them on the line, so they've got to be careful the rest of the way.
Here's Man. No good on the 3. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Jazz. Martin wide open. He fires. Connects from three-point range. Martin's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Looked like he could have gone straight to the hole, but they'll take the 3.
Man with it. George picks him up. Here's Moore. Pass to Nurkic. The kick out to Williams. Looking for Markkanen. He gets it there. Here's Sensabaugh. Defended by Man. Launches it. Drains it from beyond the arc. And it's a 7-point Jazz lead.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make a pay.
Man finds Williams. Back to Man. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. Man's got 6 here in this quarter. Driving the lane. Martin from outside. And out of bounds as the Hornets gain possession. Here's Man. He's got 6. Kick out to Moore. Back to Man. The baseline J. Williams. And he makes good on the layup. Now just a 2-point Utah lead.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
From deep, Moore. Filipowski grabs the board. Pass to Markkanen. Here's Filipowski. Outside, Martin. Markkanen in the corner. A three-pointer off the mark. We'll see if they want to trade 2 for 1 here.
Got to time up that clock to do so.
Outside Williams. Nobody near Nurkic. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Nurkic has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Markkanen from outside. Drills it from outside.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Man passes to Williams. Kick out to Moore. And he drives in. On the clock. Here's Diabate. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. Left side, George. Markkanen from outside. No good on the last second attempt there. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. It's the Jazz up by 2. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Clark with the Hornets, they were hit with injuries as hard as any team in the NBA in the 23-24 season.
Kevin, I couldn't agree with you more. They were so unfortunate in that regard, and it's not anything you can control, and it made it almost impossible for them to have a productive season because of those injuries.
The pairing up front, it'll be Collins and Kessler. Williams is out there with Sexton, and it's Hendricks in at the 3. And that's the group for Will Hardy as they begin the second half. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Well, great over the last few seasons. One area of consistency for the Jazz has been their rebounding.
Yeah, and they have some size, and they make controlling the boards a focal point. When you're playing Utah, you better be ready to put a body on somebody.
They should be in front right now, but he'll be relieved not to have come up totally empty there.
There's Miller with the 3. Kessler with the rebound. Kessler's got his 4th rebound in this one. It's Collins with the drive. Second shot opportunity. The kick out to Williams. And it's Williams finishing it off.
And some hang time on the rim. Puts a little cherry on the top of that slam.
Well, those kind of displays of strength can get one team rolling.
And can put the other team on its heels. We'll see how it plays out.
And now here comes Williams leading the break. And Ball gets it to go on the assist by Williams. Ball's got the game tied up here for Charlotte. Nobody near Williams. Off target with his three. For Charlotte, they've gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Outside, Ball. To the inside. And it's Williams with the jam.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go.
Hendricks craps in the tray. Hendricks has got 6.
A big man who does a little bit of everything. Collins' team-first attitude shining through with that terrific pass.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shot. And here we go with the coach's challenge. The personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Goes back up. Here's Hendricks over Miller. Hendricks, good. He's got 8 as we approach the fourth quarter. Still anyone's ballgame.
Yeah, neither team able to create much of a cushion.
Bridges attacking. And he goes big with the dunk right on top of John Collins.
How about that burst and bounce from Bridges on the throwdown as he rolled right by the defender?
Sexton's shot is good.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Miller finds Williams. Back to Miller. And here is Williams. Williams a screen. 5 to shoot. Pass the ball. Stolen by Kessler. And now in transition, here's Williams. Here we go. Tries a 3. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
So Utah ends up going with the new group.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
Pass to Sensabaugh. Banked in off the glass. Sensabaugh has got 9.
I mean, he makes plays like that in his sleep. The game is just far too easy.
Man passes to Moore. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure.
I get the feeling, guys, that he may be sensing that this is a critical time in this game.
And this has just been back and forth all game.
Boy, it's been fun to watch. Both teams trading shots and trading leads. Boy, it's been tight, neck and neck down the stretch.
Pass to Diabate. Second chance shot. Now, man. Williams with the ball. Fires the 3. No good that time. And now Martin pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And finished off by Martin.
And Martin, the big fella, has nice court vision. Solid at finding open teammates.
Man passes to Nurkic. Here's Diabate. Covered by Martin. Williams for 3. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And that does it for the third quarter. Both teams clicking offensively as we approach the fourth quarter. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. On the court for the Hornets, they've got Grant Williams. Trey Mann is out there with Nurkic, and it's Diabate in at the four-man position.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
Count it. And the Jazz lead by 6.
And nice touch inside. George can finish from all 3 levels.
Mann passes to Nurkic. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
So a whole new group on the floor now for Charlotte. Jazz leading by 6. And it's Sexton penetrating. And it's Sexton slamming it down.
I'm telling you, this kid loves the spotlight, loves center stage. Sexton just firing up his teammates.
Ball dishes to Williams. Back to Ball. Pass to Williams. Oh, and the jam by Williams.
And this is the effort you want to see out of your guys, win or lose.
Yeah, you know what? I agree. I mean, they're showing a bunch of fortitude here, keeping this game tight.
On the wing, Williams. And the call will be against LaMelo Ball. That'll be his second foul of the game.
First team foul.
Here's Collins. Drives to the hoop. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. That's on Miles Bridges.
And how about the heart from Collins on that play, working through the foul for the and-one opportunity.
And it's Miller penetrating. Rebound by Williams. And so Sexton will bring it up for Utah. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. Stolen by Ball. Ball's knocked loose. Here's Okogie, defended by Sexton. He was all alone on that one.
Ball showing a lot of effervescence on the offensive end, and it's probably infectious for the rest of his squad.
Williams, that's good.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Ball, the pass to Okogie. To the paint. Takes a 3. Hendricks pulls it in. Hendricks has got his 4th rebound in this one. Pass to Collins. Fast break. Here we go. Here's Okogie. Finishes the break with a slam.
A nice solo performance by Okogie. Bursting out ahead of the pack for a one-man fast break.
Sexton deciding where to go with it. Fires the 3. Miller grabs the miss.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Here's Ball with the 3. A three-pointer is right on target. And now it's just a 4-point Utah lead.
I do not know if there's a more confident family in the NBA. Ball wants the ball, and it matters most.
Kessler finds Williams. Puts up a 3. Hits it from three-point range. And the Jazz lead by 7.
Really the best result they could have hoped for on that possession. They get back all 3 points they just gave up and are close to putting this thing out of reach.
I'm not quite ready to go there yet, but it certainly sounds like the crowd is with you on that idea.
Utah has gone 2 or 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Kessler wide open. He fires. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Outside Williams. Ball from long range. Kessler with the rebound. Jazz leading by 7. Jazz passing it around. There's Williams with the three. A shot, no good. Good D by Miller.
This is a do-or-die possession. They have got to get points.
It really does come down to this. I mean, come up empty, and it's over.
Yeah, showing some strength in the paint there. Tough rebound.
Over in the corner, Williams jacks up a three. The basket good off the assist from Sexton. Williams has got the lead up to 10 now for Utah. Here's Bridges with plenty of space. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down.
Ball has wasted no time showing off his passing skills. A really gifted distributor.
I think it's safe to call this one a wrap.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. Chalk it up. W in the bag.
It drops. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5. So it's the Jazz now. They've led by as much as 10. Here's Hendricks, covered by Miller. To the wing right side. There's Ball with the three. Can't connect. So we see the Jazz get the win here. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
This is not your average regular season game. These teams are fierce rivals.
Oh, yes, they are, B.A. I love playing in these type of games. I mean, the fans are extra loud. The players are fired up. This will be fun.
Here are the starters for Charlotte. Ball and Miller pair up as the backcourt. Mark Williams out there with Miles Bridges. And it's Okogie in at the 3 slot. White. Oh, and makes it with the kiss.
You gotta commend the concentration White showed there. He doesn't get thrown off kilter easily.
Bridges misses.
Oh, this is exactly the kind of opportunity you don't want to waste.
Oh, it's blocked by Williams. And in a game this close, they're going to challenge the call. Coach does not agree with it, and he wants them to take another look at the monitor.
And even with
the officials will have 2 minutes to
disputed, even after the video review.
There's no doubt there's going to be a gray area in a lot of these calls. But at least we have the option to take a second look, so the officials can be sure they get it right. So they see clear evidence of a bad call, and they're going to overturn it. Probably the right decision.
And give credit to the officials for recognizing the mistake and correcting it. Nobody likes to say they got it wrong, but they fixed it in a hurry.
Now here's White. And there's the screen. Just 5 on the clock. Pass to Buzelis. And it's blocked. What a play as he just snatches the shot out of midair. Ball against ball. Miller right side. It's good. And the assist that time from Ball.
Yeah, what a creative player in these pick and rolls. Ball takes pleasure dicing up defenses like this.
Vucevic, the pass to White. Gordon Tucker on the wing. Vucevic with it. Now here's White. Back to Vucevic. Pure from three-point range.
A truly dynamic big man. Vucevic really has the ability to shoot from almost anywhere on the floor.
Well, Stan, you talk about a late bloomer. Kobe White has shown that he might be just that.
Well, Brian, everything has come together for him. He's improved on defense. He's improved his decision-making. He got that second contract in a bigger role, and he is playing great.
They might have the best hair in the NBA.
Hey, sometimes the best looks don't equate to points.
Chicago's gone 2 for 3 from outside the arc. Here's Ball. Pass to Buzelis. Lets the 3 fly. And the rebound goes to Charlotte. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
I had a chance to talk with the head coach for Chicago. I talked with Coach about LaMelo Ball and what he said to his guys before the game, and he said to me, I just told our guys to be active out there. LaMelo is an energetic, springy player, and we can't let him out-hustle and outwork us. LaMelo is a challenging assignment for any defense. We'll see how this unfolds, guys.
As always, Allie, we thank you.
3-point. Fearless from beyond the arc, LaMelo has unlimited range and tremendous confidence.
Pass to Vucevic. Three-pointer. Williams grabs the board.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
And the basket is good.
The defense leaves an opening and Ball exploits it. I mean, he can be so sudden.
Three-pointer, Buzelis. Ball with the rebound. Charlotte trailing. Outside, Williams. From the high post. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
Yeah, the instant LaMelo sees the opening, he's moving the ball. He jumps at the chance to feed a wide open guy.
Pass to Vucevic. There's the triple. And again, Chicago, no good. And Williams has got the ball here for Charlotte. You know, Stan, for a team with such a proud history, the last decade has been a tough one for the Bulls.
Yeah, Brian, it really has. They've had competitive teams, but they haven't won a full playoff series since 2014. And for such a dedicated and passionate fan base, that's been really difficult for them, let alone the front office and people that want to turn this thing around as quickly as they can.
Buries it from 3.
With his size and quickness, Ball's pull-up is unstoppable.
They've been having major problems offensively.
Definitely in a bit of a dry spell.
And defensively, that's just not going to cut it.
The Hornets have got half their attempts to go, 6 of 12. This one for 3. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Oh, got a piece of it. Stolen by Ball. Ball against Miller. And he lobs it up. And it's Bridges with the jam.
Great teamwork and great timing.
Oh, spectacular play. Here's Buzelis. That shot off. Nice D from Bridges. Here's Charlotte. They're on a 14-4 run. Okogie's shot is off. The Bulls trail by 4. To the inside. There's Ball with a 3. Williams grabs the board. Williams has got 6 rebounds in the game. Puts it up. And no good.
Well, the defense just gave him that shot, and he wasn't able to convert.
LaMelo Ball getting it done for Charlotte. 8 points in the quarter, showing how effective he can be. More 2K action in just a moment. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen from Charlotte?
Well, I'll tell you what, throughout the first, they did a great job of just running their offense.
Yeah, and I love to see this kind of communication between teammates. Great player movement, great ball movement.
On the court for the Hornets, they've got Yusuf Nurkic, Trey Mann out there with Smith, and it's Moore in at the small forward position. Got a piece of it. Smith against Giddey. Turnaround Jay, and down it goes. 2 points. Smith's got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, it's almost impossible to stop that turnaround Jay. That's a shot he worked on endlessly in the offseason.
Smith passes to Jones. Knocks down the triple.
That's why you keep your head up. If the assist is there, you can pounce.
Pass to Moore. Back to Smith. Outside man. Back to Smith. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Bulls.
The defense will take that miscommunication. Not even close.
Outside Giddey. Williams with the screen. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a 3-point play here.
Great touch there. It's just so tough to defend a floater like that.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw. And, Coach, you took the Magic to the 2009 NBA Finals. Give us an idea of the different kind of pressure that exists in the finals.
Well, I didn't really feel as much pressure, but at the end of it, it was excruciating to get that close and to have a chance and then to lose in 5 games. Like, you know, even then going through it, that it's going to be hard to get another chance at it. So I would just sum it up and say excruciating.
And that's got to hurt. A turnover for a free run at the rim.
And now we know who has the momentum.
A sequence like that really does sting. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, so skilled offensively. Getting the ball in his hands is generally a good idea.
Giddey. Second shot opportunity. Pass to Smith. Here's Phillips. Shot clock at 6. It's Giddey on the wing. 4-3. Hits the trifecta. Giddey's got 8 here in this quarter.
Well, the defense gave that away. He's a skilled shooter who you have to contest at the arc.
Lets it fly. And it's Giddey with a rebound. Bulls leading by 4. Outside Jones. Takes a 3. Another 3 for Chicago.
Well, coaches will take that any day. Don't pass up open threes like that.
Stan, when Trey Jones is on the floor, you can just see how easily the offense flows.
Well, Brian, he's the kind of point guard that teammates love to play with because his only thought out there is setting up other guys. He's not going to light you up with it.
And coach doesn't like the call at all. He's opting to use his challenge. He wants the officials to look at the replay.
Shooting for Charlotte, Trey Mann, taking 2 shots. The play will be reviewed under NBA rules.
So many close calls in every game. The NBA was smart to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up and make the refs take another look. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
First one falls for him. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
Well, he's been very good at the line, and we all know free throws can make or break you in the end.
Jones, the pass to Williams. Over to the wing. Here's Phillips. Takes it inside. The shot, no good. Hornets trail by 5. Smith with it. He's picked up by Jones. Diabate. Smith with the rebound. Chicago has gone 3 of 4 from outside so far in the second quarter. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian. Well, a lot of change for this Hornets organization. New ownership, a new front office, a new head coach, some exciting new talent. They're renovating the arena and building a new practice facility. Other than that, not much has changed. BA?
Business as usual, Allie. Thanks. Outside Giddey. Three-pointer. And the rebound goes to Charlotte.
Defensive breakdown there, and they got lucky. He's not going to miss too many of those.
Knocks down the long J.
A dead-eye shooter, Nick Smith, is great from three-point land. That might be his biggest asset to this team.
Chicago shooting their second and third free throws tonight. That's good from Jones. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. For Charlotte, they've gotten over 50% of their shots to go. 5 for 9 in the second. Smith with it. He's picked up by Jones. It's tipped. About 3 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. Picked it out of midair. Fast break. Here come the Hornets. Here's Nurkic. And it's Giddey with a rebound. Smith in the high post. Oh, the dunk by Smith.
Oh, my. That's why we had those breakaway rims.
Dude, he risked pulling the whole thing down to the floor right there. And here's Nurkic for 3. No good. Would have counted had it gone. And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. Chicago ahead, up by 3. And we'll see you back here after the break. Third quarter action in just a bit. We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple of quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Chicago leading by 3. They've got Josh Giddey, Patrick Williams out there with Smith, then it's Trey Jones, and it's Phillips in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. And Williams punches it home.
Oh, not the defensive effort they need to cut into the lead.
Well, good call. You have to at least try to protect the rim.
Yeah, I'd consider calling timeout right away after that one. The defense has to be better there.
So Chicago ends up going with a new group, and Ball gets it to go.
And Ball makes the intelligent play, using the tried and true pick and roll to create an opening.
Vucevic finds Ball. Back to Vucevic. Vucevic draws the double. Here's Buzelis. That's in there. Vucevic with the assist. And the Bulls lead by 5.
If you bring a double at this level, it can lead to some easy hoops.
And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play. So it'll be Miles Bridges shooting. It's on Taylor Horton Tucker. Charlotte shooting their third free throw shot of the game. Stan, you've coached some great defensive anchors in your time. Who do you view as the best in the game today?
Well, Brian, you probably have to start with Rudy Gobert, but we've got guys like Brook Lopez, Jaren Jackson, Anthony Davis, and then we've got two young ones coming up that could be as good as we've seen in Wimby and Chet Holmgren.
And it's out of bounds to the Hornets as Charlotte retains possession.
He was all over that pass. That's a cautionary tale.
Yeah, and you know they're tracking the tips and deflections because that tells you who's affecting the game.
Pass to White. Oh, deflected. And the layup is good off the glass. And it's a 6-point Chicago lead.
Well, as a guard like White, you need to score inside. Force teams to respect you everywhere.
Here's Miller. That one's good for two. Miller's got his second basket of the game.
It's those kind of passes that bring up the entire team's confidence.
Here's a couple. Oh, a highlight! What a slam!
Oh, my.
Ball with it. Guarded now by Ball. Shoots over Ball. Back to Ball. Out to Bridges. Ball with a steal. Outside White. Three-pointer Vucevic sends it home from three-point land. Vucevic has got 9.
A mistake by the defense. You can't let Ball's teammates get open because he will find them.
And there's the call on Lonzo Ball. That's his first foul of the game.
And there's just one foul now away from the penalty.
Here's Ball. Oh, love to see Ball attack inside.
Yeah, inside Ball has to rely on his agility. That's how he finds his way to close-range looks.
Ball passes to White.
Charlotte foul. John Okogie. First personal foul. First team foul.
Pass to Horton Tucker. Vucevic, a screen on Miller. Here's Horton Tucker. Oh, there's a killer two-hand slam.
My goodness, that is how you attack a bigger defender.
There's Ball with a 3. Ball sticks the 3.
You know, when everything's clicking, Ball can steal the show, and we're seeing it right here.
Miller on the wing. For the tie. Rebound by the Bulls.
Those are precisely the looks this team is trying to create.
Yeah, quality offense will serve you well in the long run. They can't settle for bad shots.
I love his tenacity. Extra possessions, second chance points. That's winning basketball.
Chicago shooting their 4th attempt at the line tonight.
Well, Mattis Buzelis certainly has good size, but what catches my eye are his skills. He can handle the ball and make smart decisions on the floor, which is so important for a rookie.
There's a minute 17 left in the third quarter. There's Ball with a 3. Ball with the rebound. And Ball will bring it up here for Charlotte. And that's an intentional foul.
You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
14 foul.
Miller, right side. Pass to Williams. Back to Miller. The kick out to Williams. Vucevic with a steal.
And I'll tell you what, I mean, he sees the man's going to kick the ball out. Wow. I mean, that was great anticipation.
Laser focus from White. The moment that pass was headed to him, he was ready.
Tipped. 36 seconds left in the third quarter. The 3. Hits a three-pointer. And it's an 11-point Chicago lead.
And I like how White shot it with confidence. He's reliable beyond the arc.
Ball passes to Miller. Back to Ball. High arcing shot. 15 seconds left in the third. Outside White. Yes, sir, and it's Ball with the assist that time. Ball's got 3 assists now in this one.
They are unconscious from outside, and so far, the defense has had no answer.
Look, when the 3 is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively.
And so it's Chicago going into the break up. And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Fourth quarter on the court for the Hornets. Trey Mann out there with Smith. Then it's Yusuf Nurkic. And it's Moore in at the 3. Man, that one's good.
It's not easy to work the ball inside in this league, but they've done it all night.
Outside, Williams nails it from 3. And the Bulls lead by 13.
And he's not taking it easy on them at all. I mean, we all know he's going to keep pouring it on.
And defensively, that kind of effort is just not going to cut it.
Smith. And Nurkic with the bucket on the assist by Smith.
So capable of overwhelming you. Nurkic is terrific at maintaining his focus and balance on these tough finishes.
And the shot's good.
And it gets even worse for them. I mean, he just waltzes down the lane, extending their advantage. Not good.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defensive intensity. They got to show some fight.
And he recovers it. And a fast break now for the Bulls. Launches it. For 3, Smith. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Smith with it, and it's Giddey picking him up. Man, the pass to Smith. Drives to the hoop. Hey, in 6 attempts, he's made 5. Talk about efficiency.
A crafty finisher. Smith has a variety of ways he can finish a drive.
Pass to Phillips for 3. That's good, and it's Jones with the assist. Phillips has got his first 3 points of the game.
Hey, you leave him open, he's going to make the defense pay for that level of disrespect.
Oh, wasted no time on that one.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a 3-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Hornets trail by 11. Here's Mann. And the Hornets, another 3.
And coming down the stretch, both teams still playing fantastic offense.
Yeah, in hopes that your opponent is just going to go cold. That's not going to happen, it doesn't look like in this one. This might go down to whoever has the last possession.
Phillips' shot is off.
That's a look he couldn't pass up. He just couldn't get it to go.
And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not careful there.
When you're trying to cut into a lead, you can't afford that kind of mistake.
Yeah, that's just a lack of focus. Plays like that can really frustrate a coaching staff.
So Charlotte ends up going with a new group. Outside White. Over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the 4th. Kept alive. Right side, Horton Tucker. And the officials called goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
Yeah, I mean, they put so much focus on Vucevic, it leaves a wide open man.
The Bulls making a switch here. Williams is checked in. And there's the call on Lonzo Ball. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second personal foul. First team foul.
Goes up off the inbound. And Williams punches it home.
Great job executing that inbounds play. That's got to make Coach happy.
Knocked away and stolen by Williams. Miller outside, fires the 3. It's good. And the assist that time from Ball. Ball's got 6 assists in the game.
Love the confidence from this young man. Miller's so quick off the catch.
Pass to Buzelis. Lets it go from deep. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. Williams has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Here's Okogie. Bridges on the attack. There's Ball with a 3. Count it. Now 8 for 13 with that basket.
Oh, clutch points from Ball. You can't forget he's 6'7", and that really helps him get shots off when it matters the most. Look to a machine like Vooch when you need him most. He's a a reliable offensive option who comes through for his club.
Here's Okogie. And it's cleared by Vucevic. Vucevic has got 4 rebounds now. Ball into the lane. Count the basket. And now a 6-point Chicago lead.
And I like the mix of power and agility Ball uses inside. One way or another, he's going to get a shot.
And he gets the bucket.
0 rim protection. Unforgivable in a tight ball game like this.
Yeah, there's no excuse for giving that up. That's the absolute last thing you want to have. And showing off that ability to stretch the floor. Seems like everyone is a threat at the arc these days.
He's shaking the hoop. He's actually shaking the whole building.
Oh, what a slam. Look here, the fans going crazy right now. The kick out to Ball. Ball's double. Clock at 6. 3-pointer, Buzelis. Yes, sir. And it's Ball with the assist that time. And the Bulls lead by 8.
Gotta love how they've just maintained their intensity, even when they're this far up.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, just protect the ball, make smart decisions, don't give them a chance to get back in the game.
Here's White. Lays out. Ball with a steal. To the middle. Here's Bridges. And it's in.
Well, he led him with the pass there, almost like a quarterback timing a route. That was impressive.
So a close game sees Chicago. All right, Allie, good stuff there. Thanks for that. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now.
But eventually, I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it baked. Kinda like the view with the dice in the mid, top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back and let me still. Let him run, let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla. Let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla. Defense looking for
side. Checking out Utah's opening lineup. Preparing up front, it'll be Collins and Kessler. Williams is out there with Sexton. And it's Hendricks in at the 3, the small forward. And for Chicago, they've got Vucevic all out there with Kobe White. Then it's Buzelis, and it's Horton Tucker in at the 3 slot. Well, both these teams, of course, Greg, strong and rebounding. Should be a battle out there.
Nothing easy in the paint, Kevin. Both front courts will be fighting for every possession when they miss.
Ball with the bucket.
And I love how Ball accepts the contact on his way up, not allowing it to alter his shot.
That's a 2 from Sexton. Rebounded by Vucevic.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, I got a few minutes with Billy Donovan. Now, I asked Coach about the defensive game plan tonight. He said preventing easy buckets around the rim, and that starts with John Collins. He's a great interior scorer, especially when he gets ahead of steam, so we have to limit those opportunities. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, David. Pass to Buzelis. Knocks it loose and stolen by Williams. Driving in, and it's Williams finishing it off.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
Pass to Buzelis. 5 on the clock. Sexton grabs the board. Utah's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And when you talk to people about the Bulls, GA, Michael Jordan's shadow still looms large over this team and organization.
And Kevin, they haven't won a championship before or since he was in Chicago. They've had plenty of good players, Derrick Rose and MVP, Jimmy Butler as well. But the results haven't been there.
And finished off by Collins.
This is as easy as it gets for Collins. Once he establishes position, the defense is toast.
Horton Tucker, the pass to Vucevic. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
Williams gets the bucket.
Well, that's an example of using both vision and playmaking ability to find the open teammates. Sexton is a quality floor general.
Pass to Buzelis. Driving to the basket. And then Buzelis with the dunk.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Boy, that's a play you just practice time and time again, and that's the result of the work put in.
Bulls trail by 3. There's Ball with the 3. And it's John Collins with the rebound. Sexton kicks to Collins. Outside Williams. They set the pick. And it's Williams finishing it off.
Oh, why dunk you very much.
He can really fly, and you combine that, Greg, with some nice penetration too, and you've got 2 points. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Yeah, attacking the interior is something White does well. He's crafty, and he makes good adjustments against the defense.
Hey, Greg, Kobe White has proven he can run the show.
Well, he's more than just a scorer. He's become a quality playmaker with better decision-making. But his biggest improvement has been his efficiency.
Collins passes to Hendricks. Collins a screen on Ball. In the corner, it's Kessler. Kessler setting the pick for Sexton. Nailed from three-point land. Sexton's got 8 points.
How about the response from Colin Sexton with some range?
Buzella sets a screen for Ball. 3-pointer. And there's Buzella on the assist by Ball.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Bucket is good.
And Colin Sexton is a scorer. It doesn't matter if he's on the interior. This guy is determined to capitalize.
Here's Buzelis. Got a hand on it. One-on-one here. Sexton for 3. And Utah another 3.
Not everyone has the green light to take that 3 in transition, but he does, especially with the defense already set up protecting the paint.
Vucevic, Colin Sexton, you can tell he's feeling it tonight. And guys, has been the... And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. Scoring breakdown for Utah.
We've got a bunch of this game yet to be played, but they're shooting it well from the three-point line. That's got to be a welcome sight.
I think the other thing they've done a great job of is making their presence felt inside, converting tons of paint opportunities.
So with Vucevic on the bench, here's the group that Billy Donovan has on the floor. They've got Jones. Williams is out there with Jalen Smith. Then it's Josh Giddey. And it's Phillips in at the 3 spot. And a big part of perimeter defense, Greg, avoiding screens. There's some of the tricks of the trade in that regard.
Well, sometimes you have to get skinny. I mean, other times it's using your strength. A lot goes into it. Also, you know, getting a cadence for the screener. It's one of the more challenging aspects of NBA defense.
And George, here we go. That one's in, his first shot this game.
Aggressive slash from the young guard. George fears no one when attacking the basket.
Here's Phillips. From outside, off the mark. Jazz leading by 9. Markkanen finds George.
Phillips. First personal foul. Second team foul.
Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Here's Sensabaugh. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. And so it's Jones. He'll bring it up for Chicago. You know, when you talk about this Jazz team, Doris, you have to mention head coach Will Hardy.
You certainly do, Kevin, because remember, he came from the Boston Celtics organization. He also had a history in San Antonio. He is known as an excellent tactician. He does an incredible job scouting. Utah always one of the best prepared teams in the league.
Bulls trail by 9. Here's Giddey. Filipowski grabs the board.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
And he's good on the 3-ball.
Well, you have got to be willing to close when Markkanen is out on the perimeter. His shot will punish you because it's a sweet shooting stroke.
Jones, the pass to Phillips. That's in, coming off an assist from Jones. Phillips has got his first 3 points of the game. Beyond the arc. Rebound by Williams.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, thanks. The NBA chose to extinguish G League Ignite. G League President Sharif Abdul-Rahim says with the changing environment across youth and collegiate basketball, now is the right time to take this step. But Kevin, in its short time, the Ignite produced double-digit draftees, so the experiment was a success.
A huge success, D.A. Thank you.
And they've got to keep him off the glass. For a little guy, he can be a handful on the offensive boards if you're not aware of him.
Smith, no good. Jazz leading by 12.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
And George, here we go. Pass to Sensabaugh. They set the screen. No good from outside. Chicago is gone 5 of 8 from three-point land. 15 points and a deep ball for them tonight. Jones, no one around him. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Utah's gone 7 of 15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. It's Martin on the wing. Here's Sensabaugh. No good with the triple. Bulls trail by 12. Here's Williams. Here's Smith. Tries again. The kick out to Williams. Lets the three fly. Phillips' shot is off. The Jazz shooting the ball really well in this game, 58%. George against Jones. Pass to Filipowski. Outside for Martin. The three. Hands it from downtown. Martin's got 5 points so far.
Well, he showed right there. This guy capable of making shots, especially if you leave him that wide open.
Here's Phillips. Williams has a screen for Jones. The shot goes in. First of the night. He's 1 for 3 to start the game.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
That's good by Sensabaugh.
Such a reliable threat from range. You'd think the defense might key on him a little bit more.
Jones dishes to Smith. Back to Jones. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. And the dunk by Smith.
You need your big to set good screen and be able to get out of it and get a basket. Nicely done.
Larkin in a screen on Williams. The offensive rebound. Outside Martin. Pass to Sensabaugh. Knocks down the three ball. Sensabaugh's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for the Jazz. And through one half, it hasn't even been close. Jazz out in front, leading by... Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Colin Sexton having a dominant impact in this game.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
So on the floor for Utah. The pairing up front. It'll be Collins and Kessler. Williams is out there with Sexton. And it's Hendricks in at the small forward. On deep, Collins. Rebounded by Vucevic. Vucevic has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Buzelis. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
A really talented youngster. Matas Buzelis comes from Lithuania, and they have a very rich basketball history there, and he's hoping to add to it.
Well, he's come through for them at the line today, and you love having a big fella who's so capable on his free throw.
Great open look there.
You know, he hasn't taken as many shots tonight, but they're still ahead, and that means his teammates are delivering.
Doris, when you think of the Utah Jazz, where do they fit in a very competitive Western Conference?
Well, think about it, Kev. The Gobert and Mitchell era was successful, but they couldn't get to the ultimate prize. So then you trade those 2 players away, you get a load of picks. This is the direction you've chosen, but now it's going to take some time and some patience.
I'll tell you, they're right in this. We'll see if they can maintain momentum.
Probably the most important thing is they regrouped. They worked out some of their frustrations, and now they're starting to have some fun.
How about the mobility from the big man? I love when Collins takes charge and goes aggressively to the hoop.
Here's Hendricks. Off on the layup. Bulls trail by 9. Ball kicks to White. That 3 off the mark. Utah's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Chicago has gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Buzelis with the ball. He's picked up by Collins.
And at almost 7 feet, Buzelis is really tough to slow down. And when he's on, there's not much you can do.
Pass to Hendricks. Here's Kessler. Here's Hendricks. Vucevic defending. Plenty of daylight on that shot. And it's 13 points for Williams. For Chicago, they've gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second half. Tremendous efficiency. So Chicago ends up going with the new group. A different look for Utah. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Here's Phillips. And the powerful one-handed slam.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. Bulls trail by 8. Williams with the ball. George picks him up. Pass to Giddey. For 3, Smith. Utah with the rebound. 17 points was their biggest margin. Outside, Markkanen. Markkanen sets the pick for George. Back to Markkanen. The Jazz working the ball around now. And the Bulls with possession. They're on a 16-7 run. Jones for 3, and the 3 ball is good. And now just a 5-point Jazz lead.
Guys, there is no doubting the passing ability of Josh Giddey. Pretty look.
And that one's good, George. Chicago's gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the second half. Williams with a clean look. His 3-pointers off the mark. And so Markkanen will bring it up for the Utah Jazz to the middle. And finished off by Martin.
That's how you share the rock. He does this time and time again.
Pass to Phillips. Jones for 3. That's good. And so Giddey with the assist. Jones has got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for the Bulls. Here's Filipowski. Outside Martin. Out of bounds. It'll be the Bulls' ball. Bulls trail by 6. Knocked loose. And now Utah, fast break. There's a 4-second difference in the shot clock to the game clock.
Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
Here's Sensabaugh. And George now top of the key. And now Jones running the floor all by himself. And Smith with the stuff.
And a terrific job on both ends of that sequence. Very slick steal and great transition offense.
And so it's Utah with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Jazz leading by 6. Vucevic is out there with Buzelis. Then there's Taylor Horton-Tucker. Then there's Lonzo Ball. And it's White in at the 2 guard. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls. The wide open look here for Vucevic. No good with the wing jumper.
Boy, he was wide open. You wonder, did he overthink it? That's a missed opportunity.
Sexton for 3. 6 for 10 with that shot going in. That's a good game for a lot of guys.
And guys, for Colin Sexton, it's really about taking smart shots, because when he does, you can see he's got the ability to catch fire.
Pass to Buzelis. Wide, a screen on Kessler. Buzelis. That one goes in.
This is what we call highly efficient play. Working off the screen, getting to the cup.
Collins in the post. To the wing on the left. Collins, a screen on Ball. Outside Williams. Shot clock at 5. And contact on the shot. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough.
The play is under video review under NBA rules.
Real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to make a challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Here's Kessler. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. DB, one thing about Kessler, he will challenge anybody at the rim. Wow.
There's no question, Kevin. Walker Kessler is one of those guys who's not afraid to get dunked on. He is a rim protector of the highest order. He's going to win some, he's going to lose some, but he's always going to try to do his job.
Williams, he's checked in for Taylor Horton-Tucker. Here's Vucevic. It's good. The assist that time from Ball. Ball's got 3 assists now in this one. Here's Williams. That ball is good for another field goal. His 6th. He is 6 for 9 on the stat sheet.
You love how each side has risen to the challenge throughout this one.
I'll tell you, we have seen great execution from both teams. Neither one giving an inch here. Well, whether it's a defensive adjustment or he's gone just a bit cold, that efficiency has really fallen off this quarter.
The kick out to Williams. And Williams slams it in.
Wow. We are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special. Back to Ball. From past the arc. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
And Ball is not going to back down in these moments. In fact, he embraces being the man when it's a big possession.
Collins finds Williams. And there's the drive. Collins passes to Williams. Back to Collins. Takes it off the glass. And the Jazz lead by 7.
This guy reads situations so well, and he knows how to execute. Wow, Vucevic with the big-time delivery. The Montenegrin says, that's my shot.
Here's Williams. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It goes on Kobe White. He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. And so he drops them both. It's a 7-point game.
Well, you want to continue to build the lead, so a very productive trip to the line right there.
Here's Buzelis. This one for 3. Lets it go with the 3. The shot's good on the assist by Vucevic. 22 points for Buzelis.
This kid, Buzelis, loves these types of situations. He wants to be the guy they go to in the big moments.
Right side, Collins. Pass to Hendricks. And he banks in the layup. Hendricks has got his first 2 points.
Well, what a job. Punching the ball to the interior and finishing in the paint. Nice.
And then Buzelis with the dunk.
It doesn't take much to get Buzelis up to the rim. He just pops off the floor and is right there.
Here's Hendricks, and he jams it with authority.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He's one of the best in the business, absolutely. White drives in, pass to Buzelis. Back to White. Now Buzelis. And now they trail by just 4.
Incredible. The rookie Buzelis coming through at the biggest moment of the game. This kid is special.
Hendricks passes to Collins. Sexton deciding where to go with it. Here's Kessler. And Kessler throws it down. That one just took the air right out of the crowd.
There is no noise in the stands right now.
Sexton against Williams. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Sexton. We've got 13 seconds left in the game. They get it back. Outside Collins. It's stolen by White. Timeout called. The Bulls. They're behind by 6. Here's what you're saying.
Some call them wins and lessons. Coach not wasting any time making his point.
Well, maybe not his time, but this game is certainly finished. Let's get it over with.
And so it's Utah with the win.